Turning to your money now, do you have a lot of debt heading into the holidays or just have a question about your finances? Fox 26's Andrea Watkins is live in our newsroom this morning with a special advisory panel. Good morning, Andrea.
Well, good morning, Jose. Yeah, it's just like it's, hard to start a diet in November. It's also hard to improve your credit at this time, but neither are impossible. It just takes diligence, having a plan, and this morning we're answering your questions, putting them on our Facebook page, tweeting to us. That's where we're going to get them, and we're going to be dealing with them this morning, helping you out. Our expert panel is here with great advice. We've got CPA Bob Martin and attorney John Mastriani, which is, John, you are an expert in consumer protection and keeping people's credit as good as possible. These days, it's hard to do. You guys are busy today.
Why, we sure are.
Yes,
that's right. It's that busy time of year, isn't it, with the holidays?
It sure is. Sure is.
We want to start with one of the questions we have from a viewer, and we'll be answering this in a few segments as we go along this morning. But I want to start with a question we got from Greg on Facebook. He writes to us, I just made my final payment on my vehicle last month. The original note was for 48 months, but it took approximately 58 months without the finance company reporting any late payments because of a few deferred agreements that had to take place. How will this affect me in the long run? And should I decide to buy another vehicle, brand new preferably, without having to use their special financing? So who wants to start on this one?
I'll start on that, Andrea. And anytime you defer a payment, make sure you get it in writing, because even though the lender may have approved it, it might not get reported properly to the credit agency, and so the credit agency would show that you're in default. And so that's number one. Get it in writing, and then make sure on your credit report that that's shown that it was extended. And number two, go ahead.
Well, my question is, I don't know that he didn't get it in writing. We don't have that from him, but he says it wasn't reported to the credit reporting agencies. Should he believe that?
He needs to follow up on that, because he has no proof that they did not report it or that some clerk thought it was in default, and so he definitely needs to follow up on that.
All right, John, you want in here?
Yeah, I want in here as well. And even if they didn't actually report it to the credit agency itself, if someone's going to look at credit, they might look as it being a 48-month loan, and they'll see that it was due to be paid off 10 months prior. So the particular person that's giving the new credit or reviewing the particular loan, even though it hadn't been reported, could infer that problem. So it's really good, like Bob said, you need to get everything in writing, and you really need to check that credit score and make sure that you're not having issues.
So this could have an impact on him, and it could maybe require him to have a higher interest rate next time he tries to borrow?
Yes, it could. And another thing to look at, anytime you're stretching out payments, you're also stretching out the fact that you have more debt in relation to your income. And so that could have downward pressure on your credit score.
All right. Listen, guys, we're out of time right now. We have really good information to get to, like what are the elements of your credit score? How much weight do they put on late payments versus how much credit you have out there? And you guys are going to hang around for another couple hours. So we appreciate it. Send in your questions, and we will do our best to get to them, and we'll have lots of good advice in between. Back to you.
Great information and great advice. Thank you, Andrea.